Hello, what's good? It's your boy Vari, and today we're going to be talking about something that I'm quite passionate about because of the fact that it's more of a thing that I care about when it comes to, I think this is just something that I think because as a young person, obviously, when it comes to other people I have to prioritize, or I should care about the most, is I have to worry about, obviously, young people. And so, and phone bans is part of it. So today we're going to be talking about why I feel that phone bans suck and why I feel like they're just not good at, what's it called, just keeping good for schools and classrooms, and why I feel that they're just ineffective and, if anything, harmful and possibly dangerous at the end of the day. So let's get right into this, right? And as of the past couple of months, and honestly the past couple of years, but many states in the United States, many states here in America have been starting to ban phones, right? Especially throughout K through 12, especially in recently in my great state of Texas. Even now, I moved here not that long ago, but what's it called, right? During the summer, they ended up banning phones, which was a hot button issue. Even when I found out about it, what does it matter to someone that graduated in Colorado? Is because one, my sister goes to school here, which also means it affects her, and I know that, and she probably knows too, that phone bans aren't effective at keeping people from being disruptive in class, or keeping people from being distracted. Because now it's the people who are going to be disruptive anyway, we're probably going to be disruptive with or without a phone regardless. You take the phone away, it's now that they're just going to be distracted by talking to somebody, maybe. And if they did have the phone, the only way to be distracted is they accidentally played a TikTok too fucking loud. And so, you know what I'm saying? For example, people who would normally be, and also you're probably going to create new distractive kids in the classroom, because now you're going to be having kids that normally wouldn't be disruptive because they would just look at their phones the whole time, not pay attention, to now being kids that still don't pay attention and now being disruptive because they're talking. That's one of the common things that you'll see in schools, is they probably have to deal with the fact that there are a lot more talkers, right? That's just kind of part of it, because, and people who weren't paying attention with or without a phone, trust me, let me tell you this, right? In classes, in my high school, that the teachers did not care about phones, I promise you, I wasn't paying attention. If I wasn't gonna pay attention in that class, regardless, whether or not I could or couldn't use my phone, at the end of the day, it didn't do shit. Either I was gonna be dropping a fat F or a D in that class. So whether or not I had my phone on me, so that already disproves point one. But point two is the fact that now the amount is that these yonder pouches are expensive, and you have to take lots of money that could be put into virtually anything else. Not only money, but also time and effort, right, into enforcing phone bans as well, right? Because think about it like this: the average, I've seen online, it ranges anywhere from $15 to $30. I really doubt it's 15. Maybe that was a couple of years ago. Maybe it was 15, but I'm gonna say let's just say give or take, right? It's $20 per pouch. For a average school, it's gonna cost anywhere from maybe let's just say a kid of a school my sister's school is pretty big. I think it's 1,500 to 1,700 kids. Think about that. Multiply that number. I think it's what's it called? So it's about, I actually have no clue, because I am so bad at multiplication, but that's a lot of fucking money that you're gonna have to just put into just yonder pouches, right? Something that barely affects actual education, at all, at all. Here, let me just put 20 times 1,500. You're spending about $30,000 putting it into a thing, right? And probably you're gonna have to need more pouches, just in case. One, schools have influxes of students every year. Certain schools, you might have 100 less kids each year. One year you might have 200 more. You never know. At my sister's school, I think they had 200 or 300 new students. So that means they have to go out and buy more yonder pouches, which would probably accrue a lot more money that you have to spend. And also, when it comes to now enforcing it, is that now if you get caught with a phone in a school that doesn't ban phones, my high school, the high school I went to, it would just be, you would just get a warning, and then boom, it's like it's like a 10-second interaction. You put your phone in your bag or your pocket, and then you keep going on your merry way. Now you get caught, then you have to bring it up to your teacher, then you gotta hand it to them. And mind you, like, my main source for a lot of this is gonna be my sister, because she's the one living through this, while me, I'm living scot-free. You know what I'm saying? Living life without having to put up with that shit. It also, on top of that, right? On top of this, is that, or depending on the, like, that school's policy, it's either you have to go all the way down to the AP's office, or assistant principal if you're not familiar, and then you have to bring it down there, and then you have to come collect it at the end of the day, right? Now the thing is, right, is that, okay, that is true. The kid was caught, right? That is true, right? And then the thing is, one, at my sister's school, it's like, bro, once you get caught with it too many times, then it's like they gotta hold, bro. Then your parents have to come get it, and then, like, they hold your phone for whatever reason, which is some bullshit. I don't know why the fuck my sister's school like that, but I don't fucking know. But also, this now means that virtually way too much of the manpower that is being used by teachers is now preventing kids from bringing phones in or sneaking phones in, beating the yonder pouches or beating metal detectors. And I've seen the metal detectors in my sister's school. They don't do fucking shit. Like, I promise you. Like, I remember walking in one time. Them shits do not do anything. Them things don't beep for shit. Because those metal detectors, you think like they would beep for phones. No, you need these, like, the little big ass ones that they use in, like, airports and shit for it to do anything. Especially and so that means, like, when half the fucking class building realizes that you could just bring your phone in, and it's very rare for you to, you have to be real fucking stupid to get caught, right? My sister tells me, like, all the time, they'll walk in that bitch, and niggas will just walk in that bitch and just have their phone out, like, have their phone out in the bathroom, right? Because now it's just like, okay, if you need to use your phone, either just double check if they fucking looking towards your side of the classroom, and then pull your shit out like this. And I could probably imagine how I would do stuff if they ban phones too. Like, all you gotta do is just, why the fuck is my phone vibrating? It's like, oh, okay, just little this, little that, right? There's plenty of techniques you can use to and when it comes to yonder pouches, like, those things, you can break them open, and you can literally break it to the point where it clicks and closes just like normal. It clicks and, like, opens and clicks as normal. And the only you would ever notice, especially at a big school, is for whatever reason, like, they decided to inspect your pouch, and then by, like, opening it, that's the only way they would have it. Like, no, they would only ever find out if they straight up inspected your pouch, which I guess if you're small enough of a school you could do, but at the school of like 1,500 kids to like 1,700 kids, that's just not feasible. Because are you really gonna have to inspect every single fucking kid's pouch? Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, no one wants to, like, that's just too much time spent. And especially if you're not, like, doing this during the lunchtime, and then if, like, you'll have to pull kids out of class, and just so much time just wasted trying to enforce this policy. And I also want to get into, like, my next, like, point of attack of this is the fact that it's just insanely inconvenient to ban phones. You might be thinking, what are you talking about? Now, I will say is that, yes, can they be disruptive? For sure. I'm not going to disagree with any educator on that, because, like, I know that too as a student, 13 fucking years, right? Because I'm coming at this from a student's point of view, right? And there are plenty of educators that also don't think that school phones should be banned. Sorry, excuse my English. Excuse my language. Sorry, I don't have a script when I record this shit. But anyways, that should be doing this, because one, there's so many things that you lose in terms of convenience, right? Let's say, for example, certain teachers, right? Like, I remember, like, in my school at least, like, the teacher will give people opportunities, like, hey, if you need to take a picture of the board so you can copy, like, write down the notes, because certain teachers will move quick, certain teachers will move way too slow when it comes to days where we're just straight up doing notes the whole time. And then the teacher was like, all right, so you can just take a picture. And some people, like, I would do it too. Like, I'll take a little picture of the notes, and then I have my paper, like, right here, and then you start, copying, write them shits down, right? Or sometimes it's like the teacher wouldn't need to, like, everyone that was, like, if it was a full attendance day, everyone, like, the teacher wouldn't have to upload the notes, all sorts of shit like that, right? And also, you also make it a lot harder for people to get information out, because imagine, like, for example, you can't use things like QR codes and, like, so where people, like a kid could just walk up to like a low flyer or something in like the cafeteria or something, or just all around the building. They'll play, like my school would place flyers where you would just scan that shit with the QR code of your phone, and then it would take you to like a Google form or something to inform you about something, or something that, like, a lot of the stuff I did my senior year, like we did by just scanning like a poster that's meant for seniors only, and then you would do what, like, fill out whatever thing. And like when I was in band, for example, like a very common thing that we would do after like every concert and performance that we had is like we would write maybe like a 1 paragraph like little essay, and she was like, all right guys, just pull out your phones and just type this out really quick. So it can be like, and things like that, you can't now you have to now get a computer cart out to do, and then and what if another teacher needs this computer cart because, and that one, like some random band, like a band teacher needs it one day, and then the thing is this English teacher needs to do a test with that computer. Like, you see how many like issues that like now removing phones has. It's because one, now like you shut off one of the most important, like most convenient ways of like communication, like to a kid, to a student, or to a child, right? And you can also, and this also becomes a massively inconvenient for student athletes, because one, student athletes are going to need to have their phone so they can text their mom, hey, can you come pick me up like at this time today, or pick me up now? Or you just, like, let's say in the morning you weren't sure what time you get picked up, right? And so now it's like, damn, when the hell am I going to have the chance? Like, I don't want to tell my mom at 4:00 because, oh, like you need to pick me up at this time when she normally picks you up at like 5, but you now need to get picked up at 6. Like, you see how many like inconveniences like that you bring about banning phones. So there's also just, an inconvenience factor that kind of plays into like banning phones. And for the part where it becomes dangerous is, for example, like certain kids who have like medical conditions, like think about it. Like, imagine like a parent now needs to keep extra tabs on the child at school because, oh, like they have diabetes, or they have some kind of thing where like the parent has like a monitor on their child because, oh, they have a condition, or just safety overall. Like, what if like what if this building gets locked down? Like, there's a lockdown of the building. Like, for example, I remember, this doesn't apply to high school, but like I remember in elementary school, like the whole building was locked down because if some dude had slammed their door too hard and somebody thought it was a gunshot. So I remember them locking down the building like an hour after dismissal. Everyone was just fucking tired. I was like, can we just go home? And they told us what happened. I was like, bro, what the fuck? But imagine like a building gets locked down. Like, the entire building gets locked down. None of the parents know why. Everybody's freaking the fuck out because, one, none of the kids inside the building can text them. Like, you see how this happens? Like, God forbid, like, I know I hate to say this, but God forbid, like, a school shooting happens and like a kid can't text their mother or their father. Oh, like they're like, like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm gonna make it or something. Just at least that having that comfort there could like mean like some of these things can genuinely mean life or death. And like there have been too many incidents even in my state of Texas where like dead serious parents are some of the last people to know in these like very crucial like the life or death situations that happen at schools, that like very early on into the year. This wasn't like like last month. This was like in September and October. This was in September, this is in October, like very early on into the year, where this is like kind of more of a wake-up call to where like the school Texas should realize, and people in like Texas should realize that like this is a wake-up call to like revert this change that happened, right? I think in the state senate, did not mean to do that, in the state senate, that happened earlier this summer, right? And I wouldn't even care if, and what is like the solution to all this, right? Is that one, obviously revert the change, obviously, but two, just all you have to do is just increase the punishment for having a phone in class. That's all you have to do. Just increase the punishment. That's all you have to do. If you're caught with it, then like have the teacher take it away and then they hand it back to you, or literally anything. Or like, or just do it how my school did, where like certain teachers, like they would make you use these little, not pouches, but it was like these, they're virtually like these little like wall pouches where everyone would turn in their phones like for that class, and then they would put it up on the wall, and then bam, and then you could just do whatever, like, and then the teacher could teach without phones being a distraction, but you don't absolutely take the child's phone away. And this also makes it to where, oh, you could think, the student could ask the teacher, like, hey, can I call my mom really quick? Or can I text my dad really quick? Something really, like, real quick. And then the teacher's like, yeah, go ahead. Just step out real quick. Or like the seat, like there's plenty of things in like schools where that's the solution. Like it's just not absolutely banning them, because one, like at the end of the day, like phones have phones have a place in schools. It's just that one, educators and I think lawmakers need to come together to figure out how to make that, have there be a symbiotic relationship. Sorry, when it comes to having phones in the classroom, and understanding that you can't just turn away from this technology, because it's already here and it's already happening. So you now have to, and I don't understand why like educators and the lawmakers think, let's just deny this instead of like work with this. This is like it's here, it's here, and it's already been here. Now you have to do something to make sure that you can make this into an advantage, not a disadvantage. You know what I'm saying? So welcome to my 15. So thank you for my 15.5-minute TED talk about me yapping and ranting about why phone bans suck. So sorry for all the pauses and like just, you know, fuck ups. I'm sorry. All right. Like I was just so pissed over. I like was thinking about like some of the things my sister was saying to me. So yeah, I'll see you guys at the next time. And this will also be day 7 or 8 of Varimus. So I'll see y'all the next time though. Peace.